All right guys, 2 meals today. The first being a tailored operational training meal. I'll tell you a little bit about that. The second being regular MRE, a little bit older MRE. We'll find out how old here when we open it up. Let's compare the two. They're both chicken with noodles. So I thought that would be fun. I had the tailored operational training meal sent to me by a subscriber. Let me tell you about Georgetta. Georgetta says, "Dear Ace and me ancient, thank you for putting forth the MRE review videos. They connect me to 2 men in my life, my grandfather, 5th Army North, and my uncle, Air Force, who weren't around when I was younger. I live through the stories that you tell about your time serving our country. God bless you and your family. Thank you for your service. Respectfully, Georgetta." Well, Georgetta, I really appreciate it. The operational menu, as I understand it, they are more of like a civilian application, but not maybe like quasi-military. So they don't qualify the groups or the people that are meeting, say, for the Civil Air Patrol or the maybe junior ROTC, things like that. They're not full-on military, but they are doing training to help government in some way. So they came up with a tailored operational training meal. The idea behind them is they don't have as long of a shelf life and there are fewer calories. I opened this up to see what was in it exactly so I could come up with a comparison. So let's compare an MRE and the tailored operational meal. First of all, we've got our chicken with noodles. We've got a heater, our accessory packet, apple pieces in spiced sauce, crackers, applesauce pound cake, cream cheese icing. Oh, peanut butter. Love it. Peanut butter. I haven't had peanut butter in MRE for a long time. Let's check out our MRE. This is a traditional MRE, military grade. They are supposed to last longer as well, and I'm not sure why, because it all looks like the same wrapping to me. Chicken, noodles, and vegetables and salt. That's exactly what that one says. So that's interesting. Let's take it out of the box. So the packaging is a little different.
I'd say they're the same size.
But same size, yes sir. Applesauce with raspberry puree, accessory pack. Whoa, Skittles. A fig bar, our all-purpose spoon, our heater, vegetable crackers, cocoa beverage powder, and cheese spread. First thing I notice is the heaters are essentially the same. So we're going to add the water and then get the main dish on the heaters, and then we'll get started on some of the other things here. You can see the 4 cells. It's like 4 cells in the heater pack there. Act like a battery. I've explained that in another video, but both of these heaters have 4 cells, so they're similar that way. Our actual MRE heater, we're going to add the water. There we go. Tip that over, set it aside. Then I have our training meal and set it aside. Let's check out our accessory packs. So on the MRE side, we have cute little Tabasco sauce, creamer, salt, Taster's Choice coffee, our napkins / toilet paper, moist towelette, sugar, matches, make sure they work. Right there, and gum. So with our training meal, we have our spoon, 2 packs of sugar, Coffee Mate creamer, fresh nap, that's a fresh wipe, pepper, Bill's Brew coffee, and salt, and a napkin. Again, it's not for field use, so you just have a single napkin as opposed to napkins and double as toilet paper, and there's more to this. The other thing that's interesting is there are no matches in this pack.
So you're not going to be out in the field necessarily.
There you go. Both have the spoons. I wonder if they're the same spoon. Nope. This feels heavier duty. This one definitely weighs more than that one. So the most natural thing to compare, of course, is going to be apples in the MRE with raspberry sauce and apple pieces spiced. Let's give it a whirl. So while we're opening this up, the code on the side of this MRE applesauce says 1 of 135. So that either means it's 2001 or 2011 and the 135th day. So it's going to be sometime in April, I would guess, or May. Let's check the apple pieces in spiced sauce. This might be one of those things that I wanted to heat up, but And again, this is from the training meal. Well, that looks pretty good.
It's like the apples at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, that looks pretty darn good, I'd say. Let me see here. Smells good. That smells good too. Well, let's say a quick prayer. Father in heaven, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for the food we get to eat now. And I just ask you to bless this food to my body. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Well, let's see here. Let's go MRE first. Apple with raspberry. That is interesting. I've never had apples with raspberries. It's really quite good.
If I didn't know it had raspberries in it, I would say that's bad applesauce.
Yeah, no, quite tasty. That's a pleasant surprise.
You don't see that combination very often.
No, I've never seen it. So, I mean, I don't get around much, but. All right, now on to our training meal. Smells like spiced apples. You know, I'm gonna back off just because I don't know how old it is. I don't want to have a big old chunk of bad apple. Doesn't taste bad. Tastes like your traditional, like you say, Cracker Barrel applesauce. Or apples in spice. Yeah, I'll tell you what, so far, I'd like either one of these in the field, that's for sure. You know, since we're kind of on the fruity thing, we're going to go ahead and open up some dessert next. We've got our applesauce pound cake here, and I'm thinking it might go good. Oh man, that's really looking tasty, I'm telling you. Check that out. Now, it didn't come out in one piece, but that's all right. That looks good.
Well, those two things would go real well together.
Yes, yes. In fact, let's just smell a little bit here. Ooh. The texture's fantastic. I mean, it's not like my wife's pound cake, which is muy primo with the texture, but for a packaged pound cake, that's not. I really like the cinnamon on it. That's really good. Okay, so now we have some cream icing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Now this is the
just a trainer.
The training meal, yeah, tailored training meal. So get a little of this, a little of that. We're making cake here now.
Yeah, it is like the interior, because those apples like the interior of a pie.
Yeah, this is like apple pie. Yes, indeed.
Is the icing bad or something?
I don't. Yeah, let me see here. I just figured the icing to be good, but
can I try some?
Yeah, there you go.
It does look slightly off color, like it's not pearly white or anything. Maybe that's just the flavor. Maybe it just has kind of an odd aftertaste. Because it's not like bad, like, oh, spit it out. It just tastes strange.
It doesn't taste like I thought it should taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has margarine in it. That might be part of it. I'm used to when my wife makes icing and stuff, it's real butter and everything. So maybe that's simple as that. So, but you know, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to try another piece of, we'll call it apple pie, without the icing on it. Now, that tastes like it should all the way around.
Those two things are made for each other.
You know, the cake has cinnamon or cinnamon sugar kind of stuff on it too. That is really a tasty cake. I'm pleasantly surprised here. Definitely pleasantly surprised.
I wonder how it would taste with that stuff. The
you know what? Can we mix those?
Oh yeah, for comparison.
You know what? Let's try it. We'll add some raspberry applesauce and apple pound cake. Wow, that's almost better because this already has the apple in it, and so full-on apples. I mean, not that this is an apple, but that raspberry just adds something to it. I like that stuff. That's really fascinating. That's both dishes fantastic. Let's open up the fig bar. Now the fig, sometimes I've seen these wrapped separately, like in a fig Newton kind of a foil, but this is just a regular, it's just in there. So we're gonna have to pick that out. That looks good, doesn't it? Let's see here.
Like a giant smashed
Ooh,
Fig Newton.
that smells a little bit like bad sea ration. Brings back some memories. Let's see here. There's something a
It
little
just
bit.
looks a little darker than it should be to me.
Well, let's see here. You know, when you eat something and it kind of draws your breath out of your lungs, I don't think that's good. I think you should definitely, yeah, we're going to let the rest of that slide by. So that's interesting because that's the full-on MRE, but that Fig Newton bar is turned a little bit, I'm thinking. So you want to try a little bite?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, I figured you'd say that. Now let's get down to our crackers and peanut butter and crackers and cheese. Vegetable crackers naturally need cheese spread with them. Now I'm hoping these will be good. That's interesting.
Came out whole.
Yeah, they sure did.
That's unusual.
That's surprising, huh?
Wow.
And then our cheese, now see, this cheese spread is really a little too firm. We'll knead it a minute.
That Fig Newton getting to you?
What's that?
Is that Fig Newton getting to you?
You know, I'm gonna, before we open that cheese spread, I gotta,
Looked like you were looking a little shaky.
yeah, well, you know, it's, yeah, not the most
Bad
pleasant thing.
figs are not.
Got our cheese spread open there. Yeah, see, now this isn't looking
looks,
right.
It looks like peanut butter at first glance.
Ooh, yeah, look at that. Let's take a look at what our cheese spread is.
Oh. I feel like I should blur that out there.
He don't look so well.
That's just wrong.
Gotta get all
way
of it
that-
out.
the way-
There we go. Okay. Well, let's take a look here.
Yeah, that's not cheese. Well, it is cheese spread, just not good cheese spread.
Yeah, it smells a lot like peanut butter. I wonder if they mislabeled it.
Oh, no, you don't have
Well-
to eat anything. You don't have to eat everything. If cheese looks like peanut butter, that's never
No,
good.
here's what it is. It tastes like really sharp cheddar.
Oh,
You know, I didn't try the crackers before.
I guess you can't. I guess it's just aged. This is the aged cheese MRE.
There you
Ultra
go.
sharp cheddar.
Ultra sharp cheddar. In fact, it's sharper as it goes down. Cracker,
Yeah,
I'd say
I can smell it from here, the cheese. Yeah. It's smelling
It's drawn-
sharp just from right here.
it's drawing my breath. I'm thinking this might be from 2001 and not 2011. Whew. So, yeah, we're going to set that aside. Let's try our crackers and peanut butter. Now that says $12.99. That's probably either 2011 or 2021. It might be, because everything's tasted really good so far. And the 299th day, which would put it in, what, November sometime or so? October, November. The crackers sounded like they had a good seal on them. Ooh, that cheese,
Yeah, it's funny. I'm
kinda-
2 feet away and I can smell
Yeah.
the potency of
it's
it.
clearing my nose for sure. Well, those stayed together real nicely as well.
Wow.
And I'm going to try these first. That's a good cracker. All right. I've opened up a lot of MREs and C rations and stuff over the last several months, and I have not had any peanut butter yet. So I am really looking forward to this. Here comes the peanut butter coming down. Here we go. Oop. Did I get a big enough hole in there? Oh, oops. Apparently not.
That looks just as wrong.
Sorry.
You just got peanut butter on me. Why'd you throw that peanut butter packet at me, Fox?
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You want a napkin here?
I'll take the little ROTC then.
There you go. Oh my. Well, let's take a look here. That all, I mean, it came out a little strange, but it looks decent.
At least the peanut butter doesn't look like cheese.
That's right. That smells like good peanut butter. I'm willing to... Oh yeah, that's spot on. That's definitely right now, the training meal has my vote for sure. Wow. That's some good peanut butter. So it's interesting to me because supposedly the MRE had more calories, and I guess it does because we still have Skittles and cocoa powder. Everything else was pretty much the same. Let's check out that main dish. First, we have the training chicken with noodles. That should be enough to give it a test.
Looks like a not so watery chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, that does. And now we have the MRE chicken and noodles.
Oh.
Now that looks like it has a few more things in it as far as meatier and more vegetables I can identify, huh? Yeah, there we go. Interesting. I'm gonna smell them here. It smells like metal. Must be smelling the metal tray. They both smell somewhat like metal. We'll try them first without. You know, before we do that, I wanted to mention, when I joined the Marine Corps, I took the ASVAB. That's the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery of Tests. And when they give that to you, they decide you're going to probably go into this field, or you're good at that, you have a natural ability to do that. If you've never taken an ASVAB, you can get online now and just look at some of the sample questions. It's pretty fascinating. It's almost like a career placement test. You know, some of it is what are your interests, but also what are your abilities. And one of the things I learned after I took the test 2 times, once when they recruited me, and then another time when we got into boot camp. And on both occasions, the test results came back and they sat down and talked with you to tell you what's going on. And on both occasions I was told, you will never work on vehicles in the Marine Corps. Apparently my aptitude for mechanical things was not very good on these tests, and it happened twice. Well, I think it's kind of interesting. I got out in 1984. In 1986, we bought an existing windshield rock chip repair company. And about a year into it, I had several people would ask me when I couldn't fix the rock chip in the windshield, they would say, well, just go ahead and put a new windshield in for me. Well, I didn't know how to do that. And so through a series of circumstances, I learned how to do that. And I ended up for 34 years repairing and replacing windshields in vehicles. So the battery tests were pretty accurate while I was in, I guess. I ended up going into intelligence and copying Morse code, but I got out and I made my living for 34 years working on vehicles. So they don't know everything. So anyway, let's see here. We've got some, those noodles look really good on this one. They look real thick. That color is real good in this whole meal here. That gives me some hope.
Does the smell give you hope? I smell a little something in the air all the way from here. There's definitely something in the air tonight.
It's a little funk in the air. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I want to get just a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna get a noodle. I have some chicken and a carrot and a pea. That's what we're shooting for here.
Okay.
All right. So we want just a little bit of everything. So we give everything a shot. There we got chicken, noodle, carrot, and pea. Here we go.
I'm worried for you.
Interesting. It's drier than it looks. Yeah, I mean, all the elements are there, but it's old, it's stale. It's not like bad, like, oh my gosh, I got to spit this out. But it's not, if I was in a survival situation, I'd be eating it. But let's just see if salt doesn't enhance it a little bit. I might just do a noodle on this one. A couple little noodles, got plenty of salt for both of them. The salt helped up, but that chicken meat, I think that's enough for that one. Now we will lick off our peanut butter. And let's try our training meal here. Not as good looking as stuff. You know, it's got a couple carrot pieces, but noodles and chicken right there. Wow, now that taste is fantastic. Really? No kidding, yeah. This is definitely a newer meal. There's nothing, wow, no, this is good. Hip, hip. That's a good meal. You'll want to try that. Yeah, you know, let me get you a little.
Thank you.
It's more moist because it's newer, I'm sure. Wow. Georgietta, this is a home run. I like this thing.
It's like a concentrated chicken noodle soup or something. That's really good.
That is tasty, and there are vegetables in there which kind of meld into things. It looks like that might even be a mushroom there, but the noodles are so good. Those noodles and the chicken. I mean, it's all very moist, well seasoned. That's a good meal. We're going to get our cocoa beverage powder together, and pretty clean. Let's see, it says add about a 1/4 cup of canteen water. There we are. You know what, I'm gonna open this up.
You don't want the cheese spread mixed with your cocoa.
And the cheese spread and the chicken gumbo there. So you can have this hot or cold. We're gonna do it cold today. I'm just gonna let that sit, and we'll get back to that in a minute. Skittles, you boys like, yeah, you guys like, you and your brothers all like Skittles when you were younger, that's for sure. I'll give you some. I don't remember ever, you know what, these weren't out when I was a kid.
What do you think of them?
Oh, pretty good. I don't know what they're supposed to taste like, but that's
that's exactly how they're supposed to taste.
Yeah, no, there you go. You know what? I'm gonna have me some coffee. All right, we're gonna start with the Taster's Choice from the MRE. It smells old. Might just be psychological because I've been tasting old stuff from that meal. All right. Now we have our Bill's Brew. That looks a little healthier. They're still in their individual kernels. So we have our cold mix hot cocoa. Let's give it a try here. You know, it's not bad. I think I added just the right amount of water, quite frankly. It's a good milk chocolate flavor, and I like that. It's not bad, and I like it cold. We had to leave it set a while, but I do like it cold. That was good, and that's from the MRE. Now we're going to take our 2 cups, our USS Iwo Jima and our USS El Paso, both ships of which I served some time on. And we are going to try, let's try the, this was the Taster's Choice. This was the older MRE first. It's a pretty strong coffee for me. If I were drinking it in the field and going to drink the whole thing, I'd probably have sugar in it. Now we'll go with the Bill's Brew. Interesting, there's not that much difference. I would say Bill's is just a little smoother. That may be because it's newer, but both good coffees. I'll drink both of these. I'll tell you what, guys, this was a fun side-by-side comparison. Georgietta, thank you so much for sending the training meal. The main dish was absolutely unquestionable. That was the better. I'm going to finish that whole thing. I'm going to also finish my cake and apples and the applesauce. I love that. Peanut butter's going down. I will let that cheese go by with those vegetable crackers, but let's get after the next one.